Hello everyone. Today I'll be disassembling a Razer Blackwidow Stealth keyboard. This keyboard has the Razer orange switches that were manufactured by Kailh. Wow, some really intense top wobble going on there. Anyway, we're going to harvest these switches. They've gotten a bit of a reputation in the community for being a nice, moderate tactile switch that has a nice bump. I haven't built a keyboard with them yet, so I'm not going to formulate an opinion, but for now I'm just going to harvest these and see what I think. And if I like them, I'll use them in a future build of one of my nicer keyboards. And this keyboard here I got off eBay for cheap. It's a Blackwidow Stealth. Lucky for me, it does not have the LEDs, so that's going to make it a heck of a lot easier for me to harvest the switches. And what I'm going to do is put some other switches in this keyboard when I'm done, some switches that I'm not crazy about out of my collection, and then I'll give this keyboard away to probably to a family member, somebody who doesn't have a mechanical keyboard already. Probably clean it up a little bit, wash the keycaps, and then just give it away, because it's not a bad keyboard really. It's just not really, it's not up to par with the other custom keyboards in my collection, but for somebody who, it's something different. It's, it's not in the same class, but for somebody who has a regular Dell membrane keyboard that came with their computer, for example, this could be a nice upgrade. I would much rather type on this all day at my job than whatever keyboards they provide for you for free. This has the co-star stabilizers, so I'm just kind of ripping it apart. I'll worry about tweaking everything later, like getting the stabilizers back in there and making sure they're lubed and all that. But this video is going to focus not on the keyboard, but not on the build of this keyboard, but on just the harvesting of the switches. And rebuilding I'll probably do another time. Probably won't have time to do that this morning. These co-star stabilizers, looks like you can just squeeze the mount and it comes out. Keycaps, I guess the standard Razer keycaps are a thin ABS printed keycap. Nothing special. That's so Razer can sell you the upgrade keycaps. I think they have I think Razer sells a PBT option that you can put in your Razer keyboards. Now it is MX mount, so you could put any regular MX mount keycaps, just with the caveat that you got this 6U spacebar, and not all sets come with the 6U spacebar. You also have these 1.5U modifier, then a 1U, then a 1.5U. So then you got 1.5, 1, 1.5. So not the most common layout, but there are keycaps that support it. So I think I saw a set on KBD Fans of pudding caps that fits this layout. I think even some, well, I don't want to say it because I don't remember, but I thought some other popular sets were available with 6U space bars, but I don't remember. Definitely not common. Not the most common. So each of these co-star stabilizers has a little MX mount. I don't know if it's interesting, but it might be interesting to some. Each little keycap has on each end of the stabilized key an MX mount little piece here that goes into the keycap, and then has the co-star wire slot. So that allows you to use the CoStar stabilizers with regular MX mount keycaps. Best thing about these keycaps, in my opinion so far, is that they come off easily. Let's see. Just gonna throw these keycaps in a bag for cleaning later. The other thing I'm going to do with this keyboard, if it works out, is if the circuitry is there for the backlight LEDs, I'll just go ahead and add the backlight LEDs when I put it back together. Because the next owner of this keyboard would probably think that that's cool to have LED backlight. So I already took off the rubber feet that cover the screw holes, and these two are little plastic covers. I took those off earlier when I was just kind of looking over the keyboard and seeing how it comes apart. Let's see. Got one of my keycap pullers and another switch puller here. A couple different kinds of switch pullers. So we'll see which one works best when we get to desoldering in a minute here. So this Razer keyboard is called a Blackwidow Stealth. The backlight is available on one variation of this keyboard. This variation did not have the LED backlight, and it's a single color backlight LED. It's not the RGB, so this is not a chroma model. So I think it'll probably come apart. I haven't had this apart before, so hard to say. Let's see, did we miss anything? Where's my spudger? Yeah, I guess I don't need it. Something binding over here. Should use a spudger. Let's see, where is it? I don't know where I left that thing. I'm gonna try a card. Well, let's see. Ah, never mind. It's coming. Just kind of pull it outwards here. Pull it forwards. Get those tabs start coming down. There we go. There's that nice little Razer logo there. So there's the bezel. Clean that up later. If we keep this keyboard. I'm not sure if it, I think I tested it. I think it works. So I'll probably give it to somebody if they want it. So I think what I'll end up doing with these switches here, they're a Kailh manufactured latch style key switch, and so they're compatible with the other Kailh latch switch housings. For example, there's a Kailh Pro series that's sold by Novel Keys. Now normally the Kailh latch housings are a 3-pin switch, so normally they don't have the PCB pins, but Mike over at Novel Keys had them manufacture a series of Kailh Pro switches that had 5 pins, so they have the additional 2 PCB mount plastic pegs that are really helpful for alignment of your switches in your PCB. So what I'll probably do with these switches is take them apart and replace the bottoms of the switches, which do not have PCB mount pegs, as you can see here. And then I have some Kailh Pro switch bottoms that I harvested previously from some other project, I don't remember what, but I have these here that are compatible that do have the PCB mount pegs. So I think I'll Franken switch these, use these bottom housings with the stem and top housing from the Razer switches. That way I should be able to get that Razer orange goodness along with the PCB mount alignment advantages. Huh. My camera's struggling to get the focus just right with that shiny black. So I guess we're ready to start desoldering. One more cable clip here. Now, excuse the noise, but my desoldering iron has a noisy vacuum pump. Now that's going to take a minute to heat up. And while that's heating up, there's a little tool for unclogging the tip. I'm gonna find and have ready. Every once in a while with these desoldering irons, every once in a while the tip will get clogged. So So you got this little wire that you can ream it out with if it gets clogged. We're at 215 Celsius. Needs to get up to about 380 Celsius is where I like to run it. Got a bit of a cold. Since it's a mass-produced keyboard, I'm guessing they probably used lead-free solder, so I hope we don't have too tough of a time with it, but we'll see. Okay, I think my soldering iron's ready. Desoldering iron. So there's a ground wire that's soldered to the PCB here. I was gonna just unplug this cable to have it out of the way. Data cable. So I'll just solder this back on later. The little ground wire. Alright, let's see if this is gonna be a nice or naughty when it comes to desoldering. Get my poor abused desk mat out of the way here. This is my silicone heat-proof surface. Let's do this first one and see how it goes. Yeah, nice. Alright, well, we might be in luck here. That first one came out pretty easily. Huh. Is that the pad? Oh, jeez. I might need to use the lower temperature. The pads are coming off. So that's a common hazard with these cheaper OEM keyboard PCBs. Pads are not so strong. Get them too hot and they just delaminate away from the PCB. So I'll have to include some repairs when I put new switches in this keyboard. I'll have to also fix some lifted pads, which is fine. Honestly, it's probably not even worth using a lower temperature if it makes the job any more difficult, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep this keyboard and repair it or not. So we'll see how it goes with a few more of these switches. If I find myself lifting all the pads, then I guess I'll change a plan. Yeah, that's not going great. It's probably because of the lead-free solder. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but I'm gonna put a little bit of flux, a little bit of no clean flux on there and see if it makes it easier to desolder. Yeah, well, the first one seemed to help on the first one. Yeah, it helped. A little bit. Let me see if it helps with these two that I was having trouble with. Let me do one without again, let's see. Now with flux. Yeah, I think the flux helps. Just flux these switches. Just go ahead and flux them all. I don't think this stuff evaporates so very easily. I guess we'll see. I'll do a few of these switches in advance. See how it goes. Maybe just like one row and then decide if I want to continue doing it that way. Let's see here. It's my aspect ratio. Let me just check something real quick with my camera. Make sure I'm doing a good view here. I'm thinking it might be more interesting for it to be a bit more zoomed in. So you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, so it does evaporate quicker than I thought, so it's not gonna be something I want to apply too far in advance. Let me see if this helps. So I don't think it helped that much. Oh, well. Okay. It's not quite in focus, is it? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, not even a switch there. Duh. Get out the way. Get out the way, LED. Get out the way. I don't think the flux made much difference. I think I just need to push hard and give it a couple seconds to make sure that the solder melts all the way through the through holes. Do you like the way that sounds? Kind of sounds like a snotty nose. Suck that solder out. Here's your microphone. Put the microphone really close for you. All you weird ASMR people can just get off on this sound. Suck. Yeah, suck my solder. Suck it all out. There's a pad stuck to my desoldering iron. I'm probably lifting so many pads. For you crazy people who like this kind of thing, I'll do another video where we repair all the damage I did to this keyboard. I'll go through and repair all the lifted pads. It's an example of how to repair lifted pads, because that's a common problem, I guess, if you're dealing with PCBs that aren't super tough. These days, it seems like most of the nicer custom keyboards are making PCBs with thicker pads that can hold up to this kind of abuse. But this is a mass-produced keyboard. Probably was never intended to be switch swapped. The only way that Razer would want you to swap your switches would be maybe if they started selling a Razer desoldering iron. You gotta get all your stuff from them. Gotta be Razer caps, Razer desk mats, whatever. Gotta be branded. The brand loyalty. Their Chroma software is pretty cool though. If you've got if you got a lot of compatible lighting in your gaming rig, it can be pretty neat. So another wrench in the gears of my plan. I was thinking of adding LEDs to this, right? But they went ahead and filled the LED holes with solder. So am I gonna desolder all these holes so that I can add LEDs? You know, that's a definite maybe, because it's not very hard, as you can see. but it's tedious. So I think it'll depend on how much free time I have and whether I have other more interesting things to work on. That'd give me so much trouble. I think my tip is a little loose. Just gonna check it. Alright. There's that snotty nose sound. So I'm trying something. I'm gonna wait a 4 count. This pin usually, this outermost one usually is the easy one. This one's the one that's usually giving me trouble. So I'm gonna try 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's working better if I just give it more time to melt all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suck. Maybe we could come up with a song for this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, suck. I left my wife in New Orleans with 50 kids and a bucket of beans because I thought it was right for my country. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, didn't wait long enough. I left my wife in New Orleans with 50 kids and a bucket of beans. 1, 2, 3, 4, suck. 1, 2, 3, 4. succ. Maybe I can do a more interesting angle here. Is that more interesting? Melty melt, melty melt, 3, 4, suck. Melty melt, melty melt, melty melt, suck. Come out wherever you are, switch. Okay, that seems to work pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, suck. 1, 2, 3, 4, suck. Let's just start with the next row on this side. So, one, two, 4, 6. Oh, fail. Fail. Humiliation. Wasted. You know that Quake voice, Quake 3 arena voice? Humiliation. Quad damage. Where is it? Oh wait, now I'm thinking of Duke Nukem 3D. Damn, these alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. Anybody play that game? What are you, some scum-sucking, bottom-feeding algae eater? Wasted. What a mess. What else does Duke say? Oh yeah, he says, it's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. You get it? You get the joke? He's either gonna kick ass or he's gonna chew bubblegum. But he doesn't have any bubblegum left, so he can't chew bubblegum. So he's implying that he's gonna start kicking ass. I find that all jokes are funnier if you explain them thoroughly. What the heck? This pin is like... Nah, it's fine. Is it? It might stick a little bit when I pull that one out. Yeah, we'll fix it in post. AKA, we'll just pull harder when we're pulling the switch out. Break loose that little tiny bit of solder. See, there's another one. Probably has a tiny bit of solder sticking right there. Right there, I mean. So that'll probably be annoying to get those out. But what are you going to do? Yeah, probably fine. Probably just pull harder. Or I can kind of push the pin over to the side as I'm desoldering it again. And sometimes that works. This here, that one right there, can kind of push it to the side a bit. Not working. Let's see. I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, succ. It's probably okay. Should we test it? Test the theory. This switch, I think. Right here. Will I be able to pull it out? That one. Yeah. It came out. Why is that not in focus? See, there's a little bit of solder on the top side there. Looks like. Yeah, it's fine. Who cares? Switches. That doesn't sound right. I think it's getting clogged. Let's take a look here. Yeah, felt some clog. Yeah, that's better. So when the tip starts to get clogged, or somewhere inside is clogged, I don't get as much flow, and so it doesn't pull the solder out fast enough. Yeah, that's the good sound right there. Did you hear that powerful suction? Yeah. Doesn't sound right. Got a bit of a clog again. definitely clogged again. It's been clogging more quickly, which I think is a bad sign. I wonder if I need to clean this gun out. Maybe that would be wise at this point. It doesn't sound good. That sound. Like there's something. Restriction or something. Let's try one more. So, let me pause for a minute here. This is my ZD915 desoldering gun. Right in your face. Zoom out a bit here. So this thing is probably pretty dirty at this point, I'm guessing. So I think I'll take a moment to clean it. Or at least see how bad things are. Okay, is this all the way open? Let's see what we're dealing with here. Probably pretty dirty and clogged in there, I'm guessing. Yep, pretty full. And this little filter guy looks like he might be full of flux or something. So that can restrict the suction as well. So clean this up a bit. Let me grab my trash can. that solder's on there pretty good right here. Alright, that's clean enough. Try to get most of this out. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'll grease these before I put them back in. It's a little bit of super lube to help the solder not stick to them as much. And then we'll need a new filter pad. Some flux on there, it looks like. Okay. $184C. We got to get up to 380C, and we can get back to work. Have yourself a little drink. .27, we're getting there. 327 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Celsius. almost there. 375, 370. There we are. Alright, 380. Let's see if we notice a difference here in the performance of this high performance desoldering thingy. Let's see. It's working. I don't really notice a difference, but yeah, it's fine. What? Come on. Not clogged already, is it? That would be Koku bananas. Let's just check. So I didn't clean this part. All the cleaning is done in this part. Everything's cool back here. Getting a good seal. Good airtight seal. 1, 2, 3, 4, stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, stuck. Oh. One thing you can do sometimes is take some leaded solder, and just flow a little bit of solder in so it mixes with the original lead-free solder. Then when you go to suck it out, it comes out clean. It's kind of wasteful, so I don't like to do it. But it works. I don't like to waste my precious solder. Or fill up my gun faster by using more solder. Oh, that wasn't so great. See, look, same trick. Works every time. I think that one was my fault. You don't actually have to press hard either. Sometimes I find myself pressing hard and I realize I'm just kind of doing it without realizing. It's annoying. Why you gotta be like that? Stubborn one. Missed one. Pin's a bit bent over here. Seems to be making it stick. Just give her another go here. Alright, that got it. I'll probably have a bunch like that that are a bit sticky. That happens. You know, lead-free solder happens more often. Which one's the sticky pin? This one. Oh, this one hardly even looks. This one almost looks like I didn't even desolder it. Okay. I think I'll just skip the sticky ones and come back to them all at once. Got a few there. So I think I got better at it as I went along. Huh, wow. Did I even do this row? This whole row. Sticking so far. Doesn't take much, just a little bit of solder on the side. Can hold that pin so that it's hard to get out. This might be a row that I was doing when my iron was getting clogged before I cleaned it. So I might have a bunch of sticky ones around this area. Here's one that I straight up forgot to desolder. So, no wonder that one didn't come out. Okay, what is so special about these? Fair amount of hair in this keyboard. That's just kind of gross, but you know, it's used from eBay, so that's kind of to be expected. People aren't really deep cleaning their keyboards before they sell them, I guess. Especially not under the switches. Between the switch plate and the PCB, no. But hair does find its way in there. Life finds a way. Crack, crack, crack. Sounds a bit congested. Give it a little ream. Okay. Let's see. One's still sticking there. That one's out. Not these. Did we get these? Let's just punt on these and do it the easy way. Got how many left? A couple down here. A couple up here, I think. Just gonna reflow these with some nice leaded some nice leaded solder. Which flows better. Nice leaded solder melts better, flows better, easier to slurp up. Just worse for the environment. Alright, so yeah, that's done. Yeah. Seemed like the PCB could separate from the plate now, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it can. Oh, that's funny. They have these spots where it looks like they were gonna solder the plate to the PCB for grounding, I guess. But no surprise. It looks like it was hard for them to get a good joint. Which is not surprising because that plate is a pretty substantial piece of metal. So in order to heat it up enough to get a good joint, a good amount of heat. So that right there is a cold, can you tell? It's a cold solder joint. It's not actually stuck to that metal. See that moving? There's a better angle. So that was supposed to be soldered to that, but as you can see, they're just touching. There's no adhesion. Anyway, who cares about that? Might fix that when I put new switches in. Get out the little butane torch, heat that metal up, get an actual solder joint that sticks, maybe. So, there we have it. Our prize. These end game quality Razer orange switches. Perfect for your next meme build. These are one of the popular meme switches these days. So, I hope that you enjoyed. Let's turn that off. As I was saying, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you tune in for the next one, I'll probably be rebuilding that beat up old Razer keyboard with some extra switches from my collection. Probably something good, but that I don't care for that much. Maybe some, I'm not going to put junk switches in there, but it's going to have to be something plate mount, which is good. I can get rid of some of my plate mount switches. Probably pick some switch that sounds good or feels good, but that just isn't my cup of tea, to get it out of my collection and let someone else enjoy it. So take care, and we'll see you next time.